What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the metaverse, but before we get into that, please be sure to click that subscribe button as well as the like button if you enjoy the video, and don't be afraid to share this video with somebody. Let's get right into it. So this video is pretty much going to be about what I think about the metaverse as a whole and what we're going to be getting into in the near future. Which is crazy to think about. If you would like to hop over to a different section, there are chapters down below that you could click on. They should be labeled pretty correctly. So to begin, I'm going to start with some of the negatives of the metaverse and how come it is kind of so scary to think about. It's really scary to just think about that you're not going to have to leave your home and, really go out and have human interaction or do anything of that sort. Everything's going to be on your headset. It's almost like we're getting into a Ready Player One type of vibe where if you've seen the movie, they have this thing called a haptic suit, and it pretty much lets you be able to feel everything around you, such as wind, touch, all that stuff. All the human interaction that you would get in real life, you are now getting within this headset, from my understanding, which to me is absolutely insane. We're not gonna have to go outside or do anything of that sort, and in my opinion, it's just crazy because we're not gonna be able to live to the fullest. I feel like it's kind of scary, the fact that I'm not gonna have, well, if you pursue this, you're not gonna really have human interaction. It's only gonna be within the metaverse, and we're not sure the long-term effects of that and how that could affect people, and it's just scary to think about. So I'm trying really hard to explain how I'm feeling about this, and if you guys want to correct me down in the comments below or give me your opinion, that would be great. I'm kind of freehanding this, if you will. I'm speaking off of what comes to my head. Normally I write things down and then I go based off that, but I feel like I don't talk as purely, if that's even a word, when I write things down. I feel like I don't talk too well. So the best way I can explain this is about the way I'm feeling is that I'm scared of the fact that we are going to lose all human interaction, or at least that's the way I feel. Yeah, they're coming out with augmented reality things too, so you could send links and stuff through. It's supposed to be, I think, if I'm again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, it's supposed to be glasses that you were able to put on and you could see things that you normally wouldn't be able to see. It's things that they created in the metaverse that you could see now in real life, but without the glasses on you wouldn't be able to see it. So things such as art. If you look up videos on the metaverse, you'll see what I'm talking about. I hope anybody that's watching this video has a good understanding on the metaverse. But yeah, things such as that. So what I was getting to is you won't have to technically go out as much besides that augmented reality glasses again. In other words, when I was a child, I feel like I had the best of both worlds. I had video games as well as being able to go outside and hanging out with my friends, playing sports such as basketball, football, things of that nature. Nowadays, everybody is more than likely inside playing their video games and not really going out and experiencing social life, which isn't always a bad thing, but in the long run it can be, because it's a bad thing for job opportunities and stuff like that. But again, the way we're shifting towards everything, which is why I'm kind of on and off about it, because we're shifting towards things such as online jobs and online interviews. So is it technically that bad of a thing for somebody to be playing video games and interacting with people online and talking? Maybe it'll help them with the online interviews and stuff like that, but at the same time, again, there's no human interaction. So is it really the same as if you were actually in person? It's hard to grasp this concept, in my opinion. And these are all the things that I kind of think that are bad about it, or, well, this is the one main thing that I think is bad about it, is, again, the human interaction of this. Everything is going to be you not having to go anywhere. Everything's going to be online. You're going to be able to buy property online. You're going to be able to interact with people, holograms. You're not going to need monitors, is what they're saying. You're going to need, it's going to be a holographic monitor. You're not going to need TVs because it's going to be holographic. Yeah. And you're just not going to have to go anywhere. You already, technically, with everything that we have now, computers, phones, all this stuff, you don't need to go anywhere. And it's actually kind of depressing. You don't need to be with anybody. It, it's so hard to explain. I'm gonna cut this up pretty good, and I'm gonna shift over to a new recording so I could kind of calm down and get to what I want to say. So again, if you think anything that I'm saying is stupid or doesn't make sense, please leave a comment down below and let me know. This way I could explain in the comments what I actually meant by what I'm saying, because again, I am freehanding this. I'm saying what comes off the top of my head. As I was saying, the human interaction won't be there. So how would that change us as a whole? I honestly don't know. Like, in the future, how would that change us? How would that make us different? I'm not sure. Will the economy be worse? Will society be different? If you take a look at Ready Player One, the society is a dystopian. So everything is destroyed. It's the opposite of a utopia, which is where everything is perfect. A dystopian is where everything isn't perfect, and the only way they escape is through this oasis. What if society becomes like that? And don't get me wrong, I love the oasis. I think it's a great concept, and I love this metaverse stuff too. I think it's a great concept, and I have a Quest myself. I play games. If you want, check out my other videos. It's gonna be linked in the top right, link down below. I play games, and I love the concept of being able to play video games and interacting with people online in a headset. I think that is awesome, but I also think we should kind of designate time to also interact with people in person and go out and socially interact, because who knows how this will affect our brain in the future. But yes, I love the aspect of being able again to interact inside the metaverse, and I'm kind of going against what I just said, having to only interact inside the metaverse. I would like both, if that makes sense. I probably said this already. I go round and round in circles with what I say, but I would like both. I would like to be able to interact inside the metaverse and interact outside in person. The problem is that's not how it's going to be, because people take advantage of things like this. They only want to interact in one thing. So they'd be interacting in the metaverse because they would feel more comfortable interacting in the metaverse. They're trying to bring over working into the metaverse. So so people right now have been working online from at home on their computers. Instead, it's going to be in the metaverse, so you can have human interaction, and you can have your own virtual desk that you could place in, which could also be your real desk, and you could see people in the office like you were actually there. It's just scary, because we're essentially getting rid of everything. We're getting rid of cars. We're getting rid of leaving. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, and I can't really wrap my head around the fact that it's scary. If somebody could have just explained in the comments how I'm really feeling about this, about the scary aspect of not being able to go out and interact with people, that would be great. Now, I would like to get into how this could be good for the future. So to kind of move on from me blabbering on about things that I probably made no sense about when I was talking, when I listen to all this stuff, I'm going to be kind of confused myself probably. So hopefully it is good, and I can make a video out of it. Obviously, if you're seeing this, I made a video out of it, and I liked what I said. So we're going to move into the good things about the metaverse, and really, to me, the best thing about the metaverse, in my opinion, is the video game aspect of it. Being able to play games like you're actually doing something crazy. So like going to space and actually feeling like you're going to space, or going onto a planet where it's an all-out war zone and actually feeling like you're in an all-out war zone. Like if you watch again Ready Player One, they have the omnidirectional treadmills. The feeling of a bullet hitting you, stuff like that. I find very fascinating. I think is very awesome. And being able to do things that you wouldn't be able to do in the real world are things that I would like. Like going on vacation in VR is something that I think is stupid. Rather just actually go on vacation and actually experience it, and actually gather a memory of that. Realistically actually gather. It's different when you're in VR than when you're actually doing it. And yes, with all these tools and all this stuff, you can make it feel the same, but in reality, it would never be the same as you actually doing it, which, is another one of my cons. Here we go again with another con. But yeah, I really would love the aspect of being able to do things in VR that you can't do in the real world. Like, I was playing a game with my friend in VR chat, and you're able to fly planes around and stuff. Am I ever gonna fly a plane in real life? I mean, if I go and get my pilot's license, yes, of course, 100% I could. It's quite possible that I could be able to do that. Obviously, in the game, it's not the same, but more than likely, I'm not gonna go and get my pilot's license and fly a plane. So I did it in the game, and I thought it was absolutely amazing. It felt crazy. Sitting in the chair and feeling like you're actually in a jet felt really cool. So things like that I find awesome. Playing Population 1 and actually walking around on the omnidirectional treadmill, moving around, like shooting at people like you're in an actual war zone, I find amazing. It's just, I don't know, do the pros outweigh the cons? I'm not too sure. And the problem is people aren't going to get out of this headset. And that's what's crazy. You won't have to leave again. I keep saying the same thing, I feel like, but I think the cons really outweigh the pros here. And if we had it to where you're just playing a game, then you would be able to just play the game and then go outside and do what you have to do. And the headset dies after a while, so I don't know, maybe they're gonna make it where it doesn't die after a while. I'm not sure. So to sum up and really get what I'm actually trying to say, and I'm sorry if I went round and round in circles in this video of me saying almost the same thing for however long the video is, 10-15 minutes. I hope you guys stayed to the end. So to sum up what I'm saying, I think it would be fantastic to have a Oasis type metaverse to where you could play video games and experience things that you wouldn't actually be able to experience in real life. But I also think that people are going to take advantage of this metaverse and obviously work in it all day, do things in it all day, play video games in it all day. Even the video game aspect is kind of scary as well, because you could be doing that all day in the metaverse, which people again do all day now on actual video games. And is that necessarily a bad thing? I don't know. I'm not really somebody to say. Maybe playing video games all day is a great thing. Honestly, probably not. I'm one of those people that played video games a lot, and I loved playing video games all day, and it felt nice to be able to have a video game night and play with all my friends for the whole night. It's super fun, don't get me wrong, and I love doing it, but we need to be able to go outside, and we need to have actual human interaction, and we also need the best of both worlds. And I feel like that's what I grew up with. I grew up with being able to play video games, because video games was not just starting, but it was at the point to where it was in a great spot, in my opinion. I grew up in in the early 2000s. My childhood aspect of it, I felt like was best of both worlds. I would then hop outside, go play sports with my friends, do things of that nature. I played actual sports. Kids nowadays don't want to play sports; they want to play video games, which again is totally fine, because they have esports, for that stuff. Is esports going to take off? Who knows? Video games is going to be the future. I know it will be, and it already is the future. It's the present now. I just don't like how we're not going to have human interaction. I don't know how that's going to unfold in the near future. The human interaction is going to be in VR, and I don't know where that's going to take us. And I hope people understand what I'm trying to say in this video. I'm not trying to sit here and bash on the metaverse, and I'm not trying to sit here and praise the metaverse. I'm trying to take it and make it good or bad, if that makes sense. Well, I think I've blabbered on long enough, so if you do end up enjoying this video, please do me a favor and click that like button. Share this with a friend if you think it could share some wisdom, some light on the situation, if any of this video actually makes sense to you guys. Thank you again for watching. Click that subscribe button, and have a great day.